Hey, what's up everyone? In this video, I'm going to be doing a walk with Rich Mancuso again through the area around Arthur Avenue where he grew up. I think you're really going to like this video. We're going to go see some stuff that's changed and some other stuff that hasn't. First of all, we stopped by Gino's pastry shop where we interviewed Jerome, the unofficial mayor of Arthur Avenue.
Jerome, my old friend from the neighborhood.
My man Richie, a blast from the past.
Oh my goodness.
It's always nice seeing old friends.
It's always good coming around here and just sitting down here outside Gino's pastry shop, being with you.
Gino's.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is so freshly homemade here.
Yeah, we're
People
still
from all over.
old school.
It was always like that years ago, and
Yeah.
it just got more and more popular. And he's like the mayor of this neighborhood.
Well,
Unofficial mayor, right?
That's what they actually call me, the unofficial mayor.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, we're celebrating 60 years into a pandemic year this year. But, one thing that Arthur Avenue, we might get kicked down with the pandemic or whatever. We get up, we dust ourselves off, and we just got to try to stay strong and work through this together. We try to help each other out as much as possible.
What's going on in the neighborhood, though? I mean, I come visit once in a while, and I reminisce. I go to the streets where I grew up, played stickball. I'm going to do that a little later, too, again.
You go by 45?
I did that last time.
I don't even recognize the field anymore.
No.
You got to play. Home plate is like in the middle of a soccer net.
Yeah.
So
the boys' club is still there.
Yeah.
And
we still got the Columbus statue. We
thank
moved. Remember, it was
goodness.
we moved it from the boys' club. Remember?
I know. I remember, Ken, last time when we did the tour the first time.
Yeah.
I put you in that direction where I thought the statue was, and the statue was moved to. We'll go see where it is later. And they've been trying to knock that down. They resisted a protest last weekend.
Right.
And then
for years I've always wanted to do something on Columbus Day, which we should. The neighborhood should, but they never did. But this year we're taking upon ourselves. We're gonna do our own, throw a little gathering. We got Gino Napoli singing, and
well, Ferragusa didn't happen.
No Ferragusa, no car show, no pizza show.
Yeah.
This outside dining is great, but it kind of.
What happens?
I'm not a big fan of it because the noise and people that walk in between the tables and.
Wedding baker. Oh, I'm sorry.
This is what
happens
Arthur
all the time.
Avenue
That's a Cambreleng He made my cake 29 years ago this weekend. My wedding cake. I'm married 29 years on Monday.
and she never had a fight.
Never.
It works.
You know what? She's here for a refund. No, I'm only kidding.
No, I'm here to get another cake. I want the same cake you made for me. I want a cannoli cake.
Well, we actually have something in there.
He made one for my birthday and never came to pick it up.
All right. I'm sorry.
We ate it. No, you don't ruin it. You never ruin it. It's always good. There's another old friend right here. You know Richie Mancuso?
No, I'm Gina Calogero Arena.
From the neighborhood.
Yes.
But we never met. Maybe I know some of your family.
My brother, Anthony Calogero.
Yeah, but my brothers probably know him better than me.
All right, I didn't realize you were taping. Love you.
Look at that mess. Wait a minute, look at that mess. Reminds me of the Partridge Family.
No, it's Modrian. I'm an art teacher. Somebody else said that to me.
She drives a bus for a living.
See, this is part of the neighborhood, Ken. I was telling you about.
No, I'm gonna tell this is the guy, like Richie said before. Every once in a while I bump into Richie, but that's tradition right there. Her dad used to come shopping in my store, and I was friends with her brother who passed away. But her mom and dad were fixtures here, and when my mom and dad were working, they were always here like we're doing now. And now she just came, and you know what? It's okay that she interrupted. It's great. It's great to see old friends.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why we missed Ferragusa this year, because that's the reunion, and you get to see people that the guys and gals you grew up with that are married.
That's
kids.
That's what I call it. I call it
the reunion,
a neighborhood reunion.
Yeah.
And there's people we haven't seen in 20 years. People actually fly in. But it's it is what it is this year.
How has the pandemic affected the business?
So Gino's is known for doing 70% of our business is with the wedding service. We do a lot of weddings, a lot of gatherings. And with the pandemic, Eastwood and Maestros, who are my accounts, then we do jobs for Villa Barone, Marina Del Rey, Westchester Manor.
And they were all closed.
And they were all closed.
Yeah.
And I honestly, even with the 25% that started last week, I don't really think they're going to open. A gathering, a wedding now, an average wedding for us is 300 people. It's very hard for someone to have a wedding and cut and only invite 25% out of that 300 people. You know, you're going to start a war in the family. So a lot of them are postponing. I gave every bride their refund. I gave everyone their money back.
That's because
but I kept their contract.
That's what makes this guy so special. He does that.
So, and I promised them that we will keep the same price for 2021 as we did for 2020. I owe them that. Under the circumstances, I owe them something. You know, I've seen brides really cry. I've seen, it's sad. It really is. You know, someone looks forward to this day, and then all of a sudden, it's, you know, you get excited. Okay, we moved it, and then we moved it again. After it's moved 4 times, now it's just.
How's the neighborhood holding up overall?
Well, the restaurants have their own little thing going with the outside dining.
Right, what we did last time. Yeah.
Which I think it's great. On a personal note, the neighborhood needs parking. And when you do this outside dining, you're taking away a lot of parking. You know, I think they could have, when they're closing the streets, I think they should have closed it starting, let's say, from Title Brothers down, or from the old chicken market.
I mean, where the old chicken market I told you
right.
about?
I think you talked about that in a previous show.
Yeah.
So actually, when I walk by it, for some reason, I still smell it.
Yeah, so do I.
I know that chicken market never that smell never
that was
never
gross.
leaves you.
It really was.
Oh, forget it. And you heard so much screaming of all the chickens getting killed and rabbits and whatever. So what happened was, I think they should have closed from there and leave everything else open for parking. And if they really wanted by the park, they should have done 45-degree angle parking. You could fit twice the amount of cars. You know, especially that you're doing on the weekend. There's no trucks delivering on the weekend. So, I mean, this was my opinion. I've been talking about this, but...
All right, so who's walked in here lately? Every time I come in here, there's always somebody celebrity.
Well, we had...
who's come in lately?
We had, actually, Billy Baldwin had stopped by. Chaz is always here, as you know. Chaz
Bronx Tale.
He's a huge supporter. During the pandemic, we started this new thing. It's an Italian donut. It's called a bomboloni, but I can't call it that here because they were calling it the babaloo and whatever. They were killing the name. So we call it donoli. It's a donut stuffed with cannoli cream.
I've had it.
And we were shocked when Tommy Mottola reached out to us. He saw Chaz plugging it, Palmentieri plugging it, and he's been coming like twice a week. And he gives them out to his clients. Chaz is here every week. He's usually here on Sundays. This week I met with him Monday. One thing I have to give Chaz credit that I've been involved with, he's been a huge supporter of the NYPD. They're going through a tough time. It's horrible. It's sad. So I got together with Chaz, and we took him to another one of your stomping grounds. We went to Catania Pizza.
Catania's.
Which
is
you
he
were
there
there
now? Maybe I'll take a walk that way.
Actually, he is there.
Good.
You guys,
we're gonna go see Sal.
You guys wrapped the show in front of Catania Pizza.
He's open right now.
Right.
Is he open?
He's definitely open.
Yeah, we're gonna go there and get that little calzone that I told you about.
We got mini calzones. We got pizza, and he fed the NYPD. I just did something with him out in Jersey, Union City. He took care. I sent cannolis over to the Jersey Police Department also. So, you know, I have a soft spot for the frontliners. You know, I had the chief of Dr. Patty here as a guest on the show. We had who's chief surgeon at Barnabas Hospital. We had him here, and one thing that we spoke about is everyone talks about how many people pass away from the coronavirus. When I had him as a guest, we spoke about how many people were sent home. You know, when there's a positive side to everything, you know, there's people that were sent home. There were people that passed away. I lost a total of 12 members of family and friends. And the hardest part about that is not being able to hold their hand and say goodbye. So that's the part that hurt. You know, your friend Phil Foley.
Yeah.
You know, Phil Foley was a neighborhood guy. He was like a legend in the neighborhood, and he was Chaz's best friend. And we thought he was going to come home. The guy was a healthy young man, you know.
Yeah, we've lost a lot of close people we grew up with from the virus. People I work with. It's been real busy, but I'm glad
but we got to stay positive, man.
Yeah.
You know, got to stay positive. We're trying to stay open. We're staying open.
Yeah.
We're staying open.
A lot of people around today.
We got our cappuccino queen.
I've got to have a cappuccino.
Actually, hold on one
leave.
second. You could interview Rich.
Yeah. Gonna have one before we leave. Then
I got to show the store.
Yeah, and then we're gonna go to Catania's.
So, this is Gino's pastry shop. Hey, watch my bag.
I'll stay right.
So, see all the pastries they got, all the Italian cookies and biscotti and lots of stuff. All their cupcakes and cannolis. Look at that.
If you want, how many shows do you want? Then I'll get the
Yeah, this is Gino's Pastries. Hey, and all the famous people that stop by Gino's. Gino's famous cappuccino. I smell it already and it's delicious. Cinnamon, whipped cream. Oh my gosh. Wow, that is so crisp, so smooth. Cinnamon blends in directly with the coffee and everything. It's
no sugar needed.
No sugar needed.
No sugar needed.
Look, even the wasp loves it.
Made by the cappuccino queen, who is right. Oh, say hello.
Hi.
Joanne, where are you? Here, just smile. This is his. No, I'm videoing.
Oh, okay.
They like your cappuccino outside.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Is this the first time you guys are here? Oh, see?
They know.
And now it's all you. I took advantage of his phone.
Hey folks, it's October 3rd, 2020. It's a Saturday. I'm here with my friend Rich Mancuso again.
Always, Kenny.
Oh yeah. We're here back on
Action
Arthur
Kid,
Avenue.
back in the old neighborhood again.
Yep. And we got here the famous Gino's Pastry Shop. We just met the unofficial mayor of Arthur Avenue,
Jerome.
Mr. Jerome.
And the cappuccino was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, you know, he's been here for years. I grew up with him. Everyone from entertainment, people from all over walks of life come in here every day. Unfortunately, he struggled with the pandemic like everyone else, but he's still around and he's doing the best he could.
Yeah.
As we all are. And the neighborhood is very crowded today, so
it's looking very nice.
Let's get back to finish what we didn't do last time.
Yeah.
And again, thank everyone for. I can't believe how many people out there watched that first video. I mean, you popular, you really are, Kenny.
Thank you. By the way, you're Ring 786.
Yeah, Ring 786 at AOL is my email, and then Twitter at Ring 786. And Facebook/Rich Mancuso. You get me. People have been getting me. And it's been great talking to a lot of your fans. And I said I wanted to do it again. And if I make mistakes, it's because we all do. But I think I get them mostly right. It's like right now what we're going to do is we're going to go down Arthur Avenue, on a busy Saturday. Walk towards the Doria Murphy Park where the Christopher Columbus statue is now. That's a subject of controversy. They want to knock it down. And then we're going to walk towards that way, go to my old block, my old street where I grew up.
So
And
there's
where I
Arthur
played
Avenue
stick.
now.
Well, there's Arthur right now, yeah.
Look at how busy it is. And I thought they closed the street down during the weekends. What happened?
Well, they did. They did. You know, I think they did. But now I think because they got the indoor dining back 25%.
Oh, wow.
So,
Yeah, I've heard of them adding outdoor spaces but not removing. I wish it was closed off.
yeah, I was surprised. We should have asked Jerome that because he's involved in all this. But it looks like the indoor might be the reason why. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you got your wish. Last time we were here, we wanted the indoor dining to come back, and now it's here at 25%. But as we heard from Jerome, 25% doesn't really cut it for many of these
No, and it's
places.
a shame because, again, like we said last time, a lot of these restaurants are just barely making it over here now, all over the city. Arthur Avenue, where people come from all over. And what's happening, too, is that many of them may not even survive this. It really, again, very sad.
Yeah. Well, at least now it's busy here, so.
Yeah,
I'm
and
happy
we're
with
moving
that.
towards the restaurant row here now again. This place, this is, which one are we in front of?
Zero Alto, no.
Yeah. Zero Alto Nove.
Yep. Yeah, they've got a table filled in the front here.
And they're crowded.
Yeah.
And last time across the street we came, Adeo's Bakery was, hey, I gotta go in there and get some breadsticks too.
Yeah. Yeah, last time we came here, a lot
This
of
is where
places were
people
closed.
park. A lot of people park here in the municipal lot.
All right. There's still some spaces available.
And what you see now is a waiting list to get in. And Enzo's.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
This looks like Mulberry Street.
Do they have the indoor dining at Enzo's yet? Let's see.
Yeah, they all
Yeah.
do.
They have something.
But I guess the overflow comes out here. That looked good. Smells
least-
good, doesn't
Oh,
it?
yeah. I wish there was a smell of it. I smell so much basil and tomato sauce.
And again, a lot of these people all live out of the community. A majority of these people here, if not all, are from everywhere else but here. And that's what's kept this neighborhood afloat.
I see that too when I go to all the outer boroughs. The ones with the strong community roots, they're surviving the
Listen,
best.
and really, I was seeing it more now than we did last time, how nicely set up it is.
Yeah, I just wish that they closed the traffic down.
Yeah.
It would help a lot.
Oh, here's the fresh clams.
Oh, wow.
We did when we were younger. Clams on the shell.
Look at that, huh? This kind of reminds me of the San Gennaro feast,
Yeah.
which sadly didn't happen this year, but
Clams on the shell, which I don't like. I'm Italian, supposed to like that. I don't.
here's Gura Cafe. They don't have any chairs inside, but at least they're doing something. And
I'm really glad that you take pride in this community, Kenny, because it means a lot. You know?
I mean, I always try to represent New York as a whole for what it is.
This neighborhood's one of the oldest in the city, as I said before. And here we go. Where we ended last time is open. We're going to go in and pick Catania's. Say hello to my old friends here.
Okay.
Here he is.
Look at this. My man.
How are you?
How are you?
Action Kid,
Yep.
YouTube.
Action Kid.
We ended our
I'm
first
awesome.
video here. You weren't here. You were closed.
When?
And
No, maybe it was
about
like a month ago, yeah.
So I wanted to take him now. This is the famous Catania that, remember I told you last time, was in another spot, closer up on the avenue. Then these these brothers who we grew up with took over and made it into a bigger establishment. And the famous small mini calzone. So let's go in and
Yeah, we'll take a look.
take a look.
The mini
And, how's
calzone.
business? Good?
Quiet.
It's quiet.
And how's your brother doing?
My brother's good.
Good. Your
Good day off
Yankees, your
today.
Yankees are doing well.
Yankees are doing well.
Yeah. So those are the mini calzones. Why don't you show them a tray of your mini
Oh
calzone?
yeah. Why not? Right now his pizza shelf is empty. He's making some pizza now.
Those are the famous mini calzones.
All
And
right.
you make a tray of those for how much?
35 bucks.
And you
Oh,
can't
wow.
go wrong.
Look at that. You get a lot for that.
They're delicious. They are. Oh yeah, that's why I got the way I got.
He comes to Arthur Avenue, loses some weight, and then
Yeah,
gains
the
it back.
famous Sicilian. And then here's my new card.
What are you doing with yourself,
The
Rich?
same thing I always do. Still writing sports.
Who's this?
Gio Gonzalez.
Is it really?
That's my buddy. Yeah.
You know who I thought that was? I thought that was the kid Vasquez from Baltimore.
Yeah,
Florida
they look some similarity. So what we're gonna do is go look at the statue and hopefully it's
Keep it
still
in the
there.
ring. You still have it,
Of
huh?
course I do.
That's your trademark.
That's
Keep it in the
it.
ring.
That's it.
Good for
Yeah.
you. All right, tell Christopher I said hello.
What time you open until?
We're going to be closing in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Try one of those calzones.
Okay.
Then I'm
Got
gonna
it.
go down the old block too, show them where I grew up and all that. All right?
All right, man. We'll
I'm
see
gonna
you
see if
later.
I can get back.
All right.
You warm up those last two. I give him a sample. All right? And give my best to your brother. And call me anytime.
All right, check this out. Cervical fractures of the 5th, 6th, 7th.
Okay, so you know you gotta get a mini calzone.
Oh
before
yeah,
you go
it
home.
looks like it. Good.
All right, here is the Doria Murphy Park. If you remember, we ended up here last time, St. Barnabas Hospital.
I think they're waiting for us. Let's cross. Yeah.
And that's where the statue is, Christopher Columbus. That originally, you know, that's what I meant to say last time, that it was over there at where they originally had it, at the Boys Club.
Let's go.
And this is the site of a lot of controversy right now, and it's sad that they want to knock this down. I got to remember to come here, like Jerome said, the pride of being an Italian American growing up in this community, and this means a lot to me. The last thing I want to see is this statue knocked down.
Yeah, this Columbus statue. Columbus. Jesus got the old font.
It represents the culture. It represents the Italian American culture, and I'm proud of that. And I don't want to see that go down. None of them, nationwide. I remember when they erected it when I was a kid over there at the old boys club. And now they're trying to destroy it. For something that they really don't know what they want to destroy. You know? Cristoforo Colombo, Scarpe l'America.
I know, it's part of history.
1492. I had an Italian teacher at the old high school that taught us to say that. Miss Rosario, she used to say, Christopher Colombo, Scarpe d'America, 1400, and I can't remember my Italian, you know, but this is Doria Murphy Park. I'm glad it's open. There's no padded gate lock.
Well,
There's
this
one
one
here,
has-
though.
I don't know why they didn't open it.
Yeah, it's a Doria Murphy triangle here.
Okay.
Crescent Avenue is where we're walking by now. Where some restaurants towards the end here. We're going to walk towards my old block. And I'm going to show you the old social club where I grew up in. Chateau Crescent, we used to call it. A lot of people in the first video remembered a lot of the places that we visited the first time, Kenny.
Oh, I was surprised how many people knew about it.
And then they were talking to me and bringing back memories of places that they used to go to when I was a kid. And I was a kid. This used to be the. Here it is. It's right here.
Oh, the boarded up one?
Yeah. We had red windows, and we called the place the Chateau Crescent. And we would have our parties out here, and we'd have our gathering in here, and yeah, it was this storefront here. It was nice. A lot of times we slept in it many nights. Yeah, that's it. It was either this building or this one. Things you could do when younger, when you were here in this neighborhood as a kid. As long as mom and dad knew you were safe, you were okay. Over there was where we used to get our heroes.
Roberto?
Well, that's Roberto's. That's a restaurant that has a lot of popularity. A lot of people in the media come here. And I know that because guys I work with said, have you ever been to Roberto's or Antonio's, which is a block down? AB's Deli was called. AB's was over there.
Next to the market?
Yeah, right there. See that little
where the taco restaurant
on the top?
Is. Yep.
AB's had the best hero in the neighborhood. And you could get that for $1, $1.50, and you could get it stacked, and any type of hero sandwich you wanted, he made. And we used to order dozens of them in the Chateau Crescent Club. It was a lot of fun. I'm thinking now, walking down Crescent Avenue. The buildings look good.
Yeah.
The buildings really look good.
Yeah, here all the buildings are pretty much the same since when you grew up, right?
And
no
they're
new
old.
construction.
These buildings are not, they're old. They've been here for years. This place, Metro Tech, I don't know what used to be here.
Yeah, this side of Little Italy is usually more quiet.
Yeah.
I've been here a few times. It's quite different.
It's a residential, and again, it's become very few Italians live here.
Yeah, this side I see more
Any
Mexican
Italians left in this
places, too.
community are like Jerome.
Albanian restaurant.
A lot of the old Italians that did not want to leave. Here is Antonio's is across the street. That's the other good one.
Okay.
They get tremendous amount of business. See
Well, they got a
the
huge
outdoor.
property there.
Yeah.
So they can put their outdoor seating.
Well, their prices are very expensive. The food is fabulous. It's homemade, like they all are in this area. But Antonio's has also become the place.
Hmm.
And that's a lot of the media people too come here. They'll either tell me Roberto's or Antonio's. They go to either one.
That's true.
And here, I remember hiding in this building years ago in that doorway to avoid trouble. Go in there. 2, 3 places I'm going to show you now, Kenny. See this little building across the street?
The
It
gathering
used to be
hall?
a funeral home.
Oh, wow.
There used to be a small funeral home. And that undertaker I was telling you about last time, Ernie was his name. And he come out there and he looked like a real undertaker. tall, lean guy, always with a black suit. And we always used to say to him, "Hey Ernie, how's business?" And he would say, "What do you want me to say? Things are dead." And this building here, renovated. I helped a lot of young kids in this building that were troubled with families or whatever.
Oh, we're making
We're
a
doing
YouTube video.
YouTube video, the old neighborhood I grew up in.
Yeah.
You know? And this building was one of them.
When the fire hit.
Huh?
Oh, there was a fire here. Oh my gosh.
I didn't know that. Oh, I see
Wow.
it now.
How long ago was that?
A month or so ago.
A month?
Everybody okay?
Whoa.
Yeah, I grew up in here. I didn't live here, but a lot of friends in here years ago. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why it's all burned up.
I just noticed that.
Yeah.
Well, I hope everyone's okay.
I think
Yeah.
I'm just helping somebody move out now.
Good.
All right,
Take
man,
care,
take
stay
care.
safe,
Thanks.
all right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was the funeral home. And another little restaurant was right over here. But that was like a social club for the mob guys. And see, it says Europa Cafe, that was it.
Oh, there it is. The hangout for all
This
the
is
mob
the
guys.
main supermarket really off Arthur Avenue. It's a C-town. And it was so convenient because it was right across the street from where I lived. My mother shopped in here all the time. Before it was a C-town, I forgot what it was called. I forgot the name of the original supermarket here before it became a C-town. But it was so convenient because I lived in this building. I'm going to show you. This is the plaza here. The flags aren't up, but this was all new. Crescent Plaza. And we used to have Little League parades came through here when we had Little League baseball. A lot of community gatherings for a Columbus Day parade that was very small. When we had the feast, the Festival of Arthur, St. Anthony, Mount Carmel Church, 187th Street, and the bandstand used to be right here on this corner, and you couldn't get through here. I mean, people from that side to this side, and they would have good singers, good groups. There was an old group called the Teardrops that played here every summer. And that was Nat's department store. So discount store, Nat's. Everyone knew Nat. Everyone went in there. And the bandstand for the feast was right there on the corner. And across the street there, right there was a Carvel. Remember Carvel's?
Oh, the ice cream place.
I used to be an ice cream place.
At the
Went there all the
Jerome
time.
Market?
I used to go there almost every night if I had the money because I needed a root beer float. and it was all right here. If you turn around.
You had a very convenient location next to the supermarket.
Artuso
ice
Pastry
cream.
Shop, which is another mainstay of this community, where me and my brothers worked and almost everyone else stuffed cannoli shells through that door. See that door right there?
Oh.
That was the way we got in. You could always see us stuffing cannolis. I only did it for 1 week because I couldn't do it right. I got more cannoli cream on me than in the shell. And it was all right near where I lived, right here. Cambreleng Avenue. And this is it. Now we're getting nostalgic.
Oh,
This is where I grew up.
this building here? Are they both the same? The left and the right?
Yeah, it's a non-elevated building, a huge tenement, well-maintained, no elevator. The old courtyard where we used to get chased at all the time because we would play ball in the courtyard. Boy, oh boy,
now I
Kenny,
see,
now
yeah.
I'm gonna tear up because this is where I grew up. Sat on a stoop across the street. Right here. Used to play box ball right here. Against these walls. Used to play with a Spalding baseball we get in the store for 5 cents or less. And we play box ball and have a tournament, all of us right here on this wall. And sometimes they'd call me from the window because that's where it was. It's on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is, the 5th floor windows. Fire escape on the 5th, to the left, to the right there, and the other 2. That's where I grew up. That's my old bedroom right there by the fire escape. And I could see my mother hanging out the window. The last window from her bedroom. My mother loved that window. She loved it. She'd be out that window screaming, Richard. And we knew it was time to go eat. And I could see everything from that window. I could see everything. I could see them playing box ball here. Stick my head out, see when they're going to play softball off the ball or stick ball, which we're going to do now. I'll show you that. I'm tearing up. It's nostalgic. It's where I grew up. I grew up. And I could see what I could see the things I did years ago, right here. This was one of my favorite spots, just sitting here. Building looks good.
Yeah, it does.
It's well maintained.
It's aged well.
No elevator. I don't think there's anyone here left that when I grew up. There used to be an old lady that lived in this ground floor apartment that didn't like us. She'd always scream at us, get up, go home, go
Wow.
get. And an old Italian woman couldn't stand us because we made noise. We were having fun. But there's the window. There's Mom looking out the window.
You had enough room with all these cars here at the balls?
We never had parking. Parking here was always, too, a rough spot. And then they were building this, used to be an empty lot, became a daycare center. I watched them build that building from my windows. And my mother used to hang up the clothes in the alleyway. I don't know if you could see it. Let's see if we can. You see how the windows are like across the courtyard there from the 5th floor? And my mother,
Yeah, I see.
we used to have no washing machine, but no dryer. So you wanted to dry the clothes in the old days, you'd use a
Clothesline with the
from
hangers.
window to window. So you had to know that neighbor across the way. And if you look, that's the fourth window. And she'd hang our clothes across that clothesline. And I don't know how she did it. And she used to climb, she used to shop, and not only in that C-town, but on 187th Street, every night she'd come home with the food, make the dinner, walk 5 flights of stairs with a full shopping bags. That woman was amazing, my mom. And hanging the clothes on that clothesline, and sometimes something would fall downstairs as she was winding it in, and down in the yard, so she's screaming, "Go down and get it for me." It was hard to get into that yard. I said, I have to. It's a pair of my jeans or whatever. I have to get them. And so it was a clothesline. That's how they did it in the old day. They don't do that no more.
And you got to bring it in when it rains.
Yeah, she had to do that too, right? And we had to close the windows. And so we walk up Cambreleng Avenue. Friends in every one of these buildings here. This was the parking lot for the supermarket, and it was much bigger at the time. What they did is they expanded this supermarket down a C-town, and it was more parking lot beyond. And we used to play sponge ball and softball in that lot, and we would go in there, climb the gate, climb through. We'd make sure there were no cars there, so we didn't want to break a window.
Yeah.
And we'd play ball there, and there was a ditch there beyond. And in that ditch, sometimes the ball would get loose or whatever. And the people in the building that when we just saw that had the burnt window in that building would see us, and they'd want to chase us out because we made a lot of noise. But we had that's how it was in the old day. We had organized leagues, and we did those leagues on the street or in that parking lot. It was much bigger. Memories, Kenny. Even this was the Fantuzzi house. Whole family.
Wow.
Had many good times down here in this basement area.
This building is all detached.
Yep.
A lot of space.
And what happened here is the old brother I never got along with. He used to try and outdo me all the time. But we were friends. This is one of the parking lots you'd rent out, put your car. My father did, let him rest in peace. Mm-hmm. To park the old car right there. Right there. Could see him now going into that parking lot. Friends in that building, tenement. I'll tell you, the block looks nice and clean and well maintained.
Yeah. Well, this on the corner here looks like new construction.
Yeah, that's a new building. Used to sit on this stoop. We had friends that lived in that apartment there. Sit on that stoop, we'd talk sports. A bunch of us just see us here right now, all talking and with the old newspaper looking to the old box scores from the night before, the baseball games. And incredible memories, Kenny. Buildings look good. Tenements look really nice.
Oh, yeah. No elevators in any of them, right?
This was the nicest house I felt on the block. It still is. It always had a nice, and a good friend of my brother's who I was friends with still. I think it was the Straza family. Yeah. Johnny Straza. Hi, Johnny. I know you're watching the video because he saw the last one. Mm-hmm. Always well-maintained built house. Really nice.
Got a broken window here.
Yeah, see that? I don't think there's anyone in there.
Wow. It's even boarded up.
Yeah. Quiet. This was the site of some of where we're beginning now. This is new. This whole building across the street is, they knocked down the old and built new.
Wow.
And this house here used to be so desolate. Not maintained at all. Weeds and everything all over the place. We used to call this the haunted house. We were afraid to pass by it. Because you didn't know, you were afraid. It was dark, desolate. Did a nice job with it though. That looks.
Yeah, they cleaned it up a lot.
That was the haunted house. And this building, this is all new, so they...
Yeah, they even got the sign still in the front.
They, well, this might be the new urban renewal projects the city did.
Some affordable housing, maybe.
What they did, they knocked down, renovated buildings that were like this. They were all like this, across the street. And this is all new, so that's part of the change in private homes. My old girlfriends lived here. We used to hang out on the top of those stairs. Not only me, a lot of us.
Hmm.
And
the block still looks good.
It does. Stickball Alley. We're starting to get to our old stickball days. Right here and up the next block. Okay, this is right here. My aunt and uncle. My father's brother. Oh, the old bench is still here, Kenny.
Wow. Where's
the
the bench?
bench? Right here.
Oh, here. Wow.
It's still here. In the backyard back there. There's a nice backyard. And we'd sit on this ledge. We'd sit up here. We'd have 4th of July parties. My father's birthday was 4th of July. And this is my aunt and uncle, let them rest in peace. They had moved to Florida, but they lived here a long time. And that backyard was the site of some wild parties with the whole family. A lot of times I didn't want to go. You had to go. You had no choice.
Mm.
A lot of memories here, Kenny. This house. My aunt and uncle.
Yeah.
This was like the neighborhood, because my aunt, let her rest in peace, my Aunt Nettie, she opened her door to anyone. She had us all in there, all the friends, all the cousins. That's how it was in the old day. Open door. And there's the old bench. How many times I sat on that
my
bench?
gosh. Yeah, this house looks like it hasn't even been renovated.
No.
It's still the original
It was
condition.
always well maintained because my aunt's mother, who lived in the top apartment, she owned it. Yeah. I'm really, right now, reminiscing. That's why I'm quiet. And I'm thinking back. And we're talking 60s, 1960s. I remember sitting on that bench. My mother's mother died, passed away. And she lived, and because she lived in a building on the corner, they had the funeral procession. And in Italian culture, what they do in a funeral procession is they'll pass by where you bring the deceased in the hearse. One last time, the old building where they lived, her old house. And I was on that bench, and I was very close to her. I vaguely remember. I mean, I remember I was about 5, 6 years old, and she loved me. She used to take care of me and my brother, but she loved me. I was her pet. And I remember sitting there, even as a 6, 7-year-old because we couldn't go to the funeral for some reason. Because we were too young to understand it. And I remember that. I remember that day right now. It was a sad day in my life. Many others after that as well. Some good days too, but yeah. This house, a lot of memories. As well as we had friends in every one of these, everywhere here. Here's the old block of stickball. I'll show you the sewer. Yeah. Say hello to home plate. That was home plate.
Really?
I was the umpire behind there. Because they made me the umpire because they knew I wanted to be an umpire. One of my things I wanted to do to become a Major League Baseball umpire. I was fascinated with it. I couldn't play very well, so I said, I'm going to be an umpire. That was home plate.
I'm probably going to have to put some music over this one.
Yeah, we never had that.
Yeah.
Old brothers that were in this house, Albanian at the time. They were Albanian. And this was another house we used to think was a haunted house here.
Haunted house number 2.
Yeah. Stickball here.
But it's definitely a quiet block. We didn't even see a single car pass.
Well, my grandmother, I think everyone from the family, relative, lived in this building.
Wow.
You've heard them already. My aunt and uncle, my grandmother, cousins, my uncle, my mother's brother, who was my own. They all lived here. And we had an uncle come from Italy that he didn't speak a word of English. His name was Miliucci. My cousin Shorty lived here, my mother's cousin. It was an old-time Italian. It was a character. Used to hang around with a lot of the mob guys. This was the building. This was the building. The neighborhood now, right here, Kenny, is not safe. This always was the beginning of trouble. There was a dividing line then. It was right here. If you went up this way, you were getting into a clash with the Italians. And it's gotten worse. It breaks my heart to see all the incidents I hear that come this way. There's a lot of police activity here.
What's this, a public school?
Yes, that's what I was going to get to. PS 32. So walk from the building, come here and go to school. That was my elementary school till 6th grade. Used to come out of
like
here,
a fortress.
walk home. Yeah, they did a good job, but this building is old. Yeah. And you used to come out those side doors. Yeah, PS 32. That's where I went till I was in 6th grade. And right across the street is this was the little age, a lady of, it's an old assisted living, old age home. And Little Sisters of the Poor. I think it's run down by Catholic Charities. And I had some relatives that ended up in there as well. That's an old building across the street.
Yeah, it looks like it. Looks older than this one.
It is. And that's Public School 32. And you could walk, let's go down, I'm going to show you more Stickball Alley. And that's East 183rd. You try not to walk down that way too much back then. This was more Stickball Alley. Just, yep. We played ball right here, Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you the other home plate.
This one here?
Right, that sewer was home plate. Like I remember going like this. Right. Right here. The sewer. Look how big this school is.
It's huge. Look at this thing. That was only one half of it.
Oh, look, they made a home plate here.
Oh. Part of the speed.
So they might continue. Stickball was the thing years ago. You played on the street. A stick and a Spalding ball. Aquinas High School for girls, which is now closed. They closed it. Part of the budget, the Archdiocese. And that's where a lot of us would just wait till they came out.
There's a car coming.
Private school, and they'd walk down and go this way, that way. And this is the other major parish in the neighborhood, St. Martin's of Tours. So you either went to Mont Carmel there on 187th or St. Martin's up here on Grote Street. Another beautiful church. And the PS 32 schoolyard. Let's take a look at that.
All right.
The other side of the area now, you're seeing the other side of the community.
The residential side where people
The PS 32 schoolyard, which now has hutches. So they need more classroom space, so they erect the hutches. But this schoolyard, memories here. It was much bigger. Building is huge. I can remember the gymnasium. There was a gym there. Cafeteria on the bottom right there, because those are the doors. The first doors there in the back. And 3rd floor windows. Go up to the 3rd floor. To the right, I remember those windows. I had some escapades in that classroom. Panic attacks. I used to have to get my mother to come in and get me out of school because they had a swimming pool in here. One of the few schools in the city that had a swimming pool, and I think it still does. And I didn't want to go because I feared water. Still do. And we had we had to go swimming. It was part of our gym class. But the thing I didn't like is we as young boys had to go in the nude. No bathing suits, no shorts.
Wow.
I thought that was wrong, and I felt it was disgusting. I had panic attacks. Fear of water and not wanting to do that. And so what I did was I used to get sick, play sick. Pretend I was throwing up. Pretend I was getting really sick. The fact I had to call my mother and get her out of work or from home, because my mom worked in another school later on as we were getting older, to make ends meet at the house in the old building, because Dad changed jobs or got laid off. I don't know. He was working in an old RCA electronics store back then that no longer exists. She went to work. I used to call and disrupt her all the time, whether it's because I couldn't add 2 and 2 or I didn't want to go in that swimming pool. But I got out of here okay and had some great memories here with a 6th grade teacher, Miss Khan. It was like she was unbelievable. She took us to she knew I loved baseball at that age, took us to the ballpark. And what I loved about coming here is I could walk back and forth, go home. It was easy, you didn't have to commute. And then from there I went to that junior high 45 where we saw last time. And then my love D with Clinton High School, the Castle on the Parkway, or Marshall Parkway, where a lot of dignitaries, a lot of people from all walks of life, important, graduated from that school. I'm not one of them, though people say I am, and I'm not. And
You can always pretend.
here's another great building. This building's still here and looks good.
Wow, it's
some of
huge.
my mother's relatives lived here. And we used to go visit them. Another building without an elevator. A lot of these tenements don't have elevators. A lot of them never did. They weren't built back then to build elevators. This was new when as I was growing up, and this looks still good. These private homes here.
Yeah, the brick is still intact.
Yeah, and we could. I'm telling you, walking up my block, seeing my old windows, still bringing back memories. A lot of them, Kenny. We could social distancing for the kids now.
Yeah, school's open now for some of the schools.
It's a daycare facility across the street.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. 1, 2. This one.
My old neighborhood.
And then
People that live here now don't know how it was and the culture and what comes out of here. Here's the main entrance. We used to come in and out right here. PS 32. There's that old Art Carney line in The Honeymooners when they did the fake magazine thing, and they story for Ralph, and they goes, what school did you go to? PS 32, Oyster Bay. It was PS 32 in the Bronx.
yeah, look at this side. This is
And that,
impressive too.
the building looks good. I haven't been in front of this building in years. So,
Wow, what happened with this corner? Was this always a vacant lot?
no, it wasn't. There were private homes here, I remember. This is Beaumont Avenue. This again was a dividing line for the neighborhood for us. We'd have our war here with the Beaumonts, we called them. We'd have rock wars from that one lot I showed you where the daycare center was. That's where we threw rocks at each other to keep each other on our own block.
That's
See,
crazy.
back then it wasn't a knife, it wasn't a gun. We had our wars with ourselves in the community. We picked up rocks and threw rocks.
Wow. Where'd all these rocks come from?
From the gravel on the lots, vacant
wow.
lot.
That's crazy.
And this was always a block you never came on. You avoided it. You avoided this block because this was the enemy. And then it became a real drug-ridden area. I don't know what the latest is, but I'll tell you, it looks like the block looks good. There are apartments for rent here. I see the signs, and they look like they're well maintained.
Mm-hmm.
Beaumont Avenue. But still a part of the neighborhood.
Yeah. For the most part, I see these are all old buildings. Maybe this one's new.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
had Italians here, but I never remember a major influx of them living on this block. This became more Latino as the years went on, and it is now. This is all new.
Oh yeah, this big
Yeah, I
building
remember.
is
These
new.
were all. I remember last time I walked down this block about 25 years ago. I'm not lying to you.
Wow.
These were all fire-ridden buildings, fires, vacant. They rebuilt them, even here. So
Yeah,
they
look
did
at this one. Wow.
They did a lot here on this block.
All new construction.
Yeah, this is all new. And I am not. I never saw this, so this is. But I knew they did things. There a lot of new housing, and I wouldn't doubt some Fordham students live here as well. So, well, I'm gonna walk because I'm gonna show you the old social club where the mob guys and I hung out. Yeah, this is new as well. Across the street.
Yeah, this building is huge too. It looks like it's like.
And here's
6,
the
7
rock
floors.
lot. Remember the lot?
Yep.
Showed you before? There's the other end of it. That wall wasn't there. It was a one big huge lot. And we used to throw rocks. They used to come through their side. We'd get through our side. Now there's a wall there.
Wow. Time changes,
The
huh?
Beaumonts and the Cambrelings. Here's part of the end of the daycare center.
Beaumont's changed more than the other block.
Yeah, and there's the building that adjoined, you know, the one that back of mine where I lived, owned by the same owner too. No, but the funny thing is, there's an elevator in this building.
Oh wow. Yeah.
My old neighborhood. Taking a tour.
Yeah, he lived back here in the 60s. It's
I-
changed so much.
All the neighborhood looks good.
Wow, look at this.
What
The whole
history?
quarter.
Yeah, this was always a nice building. Here's the old social club.
Ah, old pictures.
It's the
Got
old
the
social
Beatles.
club. We hang out in here.
What's the name again?
Oh, this is called the Osmo Pocket. It's been out for already like 2 years. Yeah. All right. Take care.
It's the old social club. I don't. They might be in there. I'm not gonna knock on the door. This whole. Those guys are all passed away.
Oh, too bad.
Used to the old. See if you open this, you went down there. You go right across. It used to be open. You just go across my old building, across the street, because it
Oh wow.
led right there.
And now
Old
I'm back
dry
in
cleaner. That's
187.
my old dry cleaner there, and she was like one of the only black proprietors in the neighborhood. Took care of everyone. Gino.
Watch this.
She took care of everyone. It was old dry cleaner. The old pizza shop.
Now it's a Chinese steakhouse.
So it's a Mario's Pizza. Used to sit here, stand here, on this corner, sometimes after school, and just wait for the love of my life to walk by. Until I could see her, then I'd go home. Doesn't she walk this way because you live down that way? And you know, you're right by the Bronx Zoo Botanical Garden at the end of the block, Southern Boulevard.
Yeah.
So, and there's the old Mount Carmel Pharmacy still there, 187th Street. I mean, it's now a pawn shop. I think used to be Italian food here. Terranova Bakery's another good one across the street.
Terranova. Look at that old Artuso.
This is Artuso, what I was telling you about. The old family. The mother and father and 3 brothers.
And more pictures.
You notice, Kenny, did all these stores in the neighborhood that have photos, and not one of them has me. And yet, I'm in the sports world. Everyone knows me as a journalist for years. And there's not one photo of me in this neighborhood. This is the old pastry shop, Artuso. It does well. Still here. They had a store on McLean Avenue in Yonkers where you were. Mm-hmm. That was theirs also. But I don't know if it's still there. But Joey, Anthony, and Vinny, 3 brothers that ran it, with the mother and father, they took care of us too in this neighborhood, Kenny. The thing that stands out in this neighborhood when you were growing up, my time, is people looked out for you when you were younger. And they knew that they wanted to make you into someone. They knew you had good parents. But they also knew that you were in a neighborhood that had a little tension back then. But a neighborhood that stuck together, as I said last time, a neighborhood that stood for young people trying to do well. And if they saw that in you, a lot of these business owners and a lot of those old mob guys they talk about, they stuck with you, they stayed on your side, they helped you as much as they could. There was a lot of that unity of an Italian in the neighborhood back then. And as the neighborhood started to change over the years, they tried to keep that, and they still did. And to the point now, when I come back here all the time, it disheartens me a bit because I don't see that. I don't see what I used to see back then. It's a type of neighborhood that will always be there in my life, always in my heart, can never forget my roots. And neither should you or anyone. You always have to remember your roots. If there were bad times, everyone has those. But you look at the good. And not everything was perfect back then. A little better than it is now.
Yeah.
But the other parts that go in the neighborhood that we, down further on 187th Street, is another old schoolyard I used to hang out in. There's a site that, not too far, a couple of blocks away. If you remember a few years ago, there was a major fire on Prospect Avenue that took a lot of lives. I don't remember how many died in that fire, if you remember.
I don't remember.
And that apartment that went on fire is where my other aunt and uncle lived years ago.
Look how much traffic is here now.
So, here's Nats again, and I don't know what's going on here right now. A little police activity. I don't know if it's traffic. I don't know what it is, but we're going to end up back at Jerome, so I can pick up my box of Italian cookies before I go home.
Yeah, good time to wrap up too.
So we saw most of it, Kenny. There's still more, but the major part of it that I wanted to do last time, we saw it. I'm glad we went up the old block. I'm glad we went to Stickball Alley.
Oh, we had to, because the video wasn't finished from last time.
Glad I saw the old window where my mom used to hang out. And this is the Bronx Tale. And there's the church that was part of the Bronx Tale in the movie The one we went to, Mont Carmel.
Yep.
And even from this distance, you see how beautiful it is. You see how beautiful that structure is.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
There's the steeple with the bell. Again, that bell, oldest in the country, I understand.
Wow.
It's 6 o'clock every night. I don't know if it's electronically done, but back then the guy used to be in by the steeple with the ringing the bells like this with ropes, so everyone could hear it. The old Roma Cafe.
No more now.
Is Borgatti's open? Let's see.
Maybe. No, it's not.
There, I missed it again.
They close at 5. Yeah, we missed it by like
I
15
missed it
minutes.
again. Wanted to get some fresh raviolis for tomorrow. Do it again. That's the good thing. As long as you're in New York, not far.
Well, we might miss the mini calzone, right?
Did he say he was going to be open until?
He was only going to be open for a few minutes, he said.
No,
I don't think it's going to be open now. It's already been like an hour.
he had 2 left too.
Yeah. Yeah, next time.
You can try it if you want. Because we're down this block here where, how much time we got left?
I got to actually go in like the next 5 minutes.
Because we went there, all right, so we
Let's just end it at Jerome's.
go to Jerome and I could pick up my cookies at least, and hope I was able to fill you in some more with some of the old nostalgia.
Yeah, it's beautiful here. So much history, so much good food. And now we know where he lives. And
What I want to do next is we'll go to City Fields.
City Field's an idea.
Go visit where the old Shea and
I'm going to trolley from the apartment.
I love what Jerome said. How do we walk like that? Well, I love to walk. Oh, the noise is unbearable.
Crazy.
See, not for anything. You did that years ago. You weren't getting away with it. It would either be a NYPD would tell you to stop. If not, someone in the neighborhood would. That's the difference. That is, it's so, I don't know why they do that. And there's supposed to be a noise ordinance too, where you're not supposed to do that, but
I rarely see it enforced.
that's another story. So, I'm glad that we got together again. And some more nostalgia and some memories.
Yeah, I'm glad you came again to the channel and shared your
Oh,
knowledge and experiences.
I encourage all your followers to keep in touch with me again, and we're gonna do more. And you know, again, you can get me at Twitter at Ring786, Facebook /Rich Mancuso. I know you'll put it at the bottom.
Yep.
I'm writing for numerous websites, sports. Put that on the bottom, and YouTube channel. And I'd like to see some of your supporters join my channel.
Okay.
It's Sports with Rich, Thursday nights live at 10 p.m.
Okay. I'll have to
Okay?
add that then.
And you know the old 3 words what you got to do, right?
Yep.
Like, comment,
Subscribe.
subscribe.
And comment. Yep.
And Kenny, it's always good hooking up with. Always good meeting up with you. This was a blast again, and there's still more to see in this neighborhood. We'll go further that way and back another time. And City Field, we got to do that.
We gotta do that.
Keep
All right.
it in the ring.
We're back at Gino's. Gonna get some cookies before we leave. And anyway, hope you enjoyed today's video. Smash the like button, and we'll see you next time.
Stay safe. Keep the mask on.
See ya.
Closing doors.